So Copia Global is essentially an e-commerce business based in East Africa that is focused on serving middle income and low income Africans, so the mass market. So it's not targeted at sort of wealthier customer based in a city, right? So if you lived in Lagos or Johannesburg or Nairobi, we wouldn't be serving you. It's more aimed at a mass market consumer who might live outside the city because they can't afford to live inside the city. So we serve towns and villages in the surrounding areas. And the genesis of the idea, I think, was there's a lot of innovation around products to serve that sort of lower income consumer in Africa. But it's in my mind, I was sort of looking at these innovations and saying, okay, well, those are all really nice products, but the hard part is actually reaching these consumers. And if you look at the 800 million or so middle income Africans who are all hardworking, they all make money, they're all spending money to run their family, their households. But the global economy has largely left them behind. Right, a lot of the innovation in the world is not targeted at that consumer. Largely, they're not even viewed as a viable consumer segment. And I think with the creation of mobile telephony, mobile phones becoming ubiquitous across Africa, it's suddenly, in my mind, changed the equation. Where before, I think it was incredibly difficult to profitably reach that consumer. Now with mobile phones in people's hands, it changed the math where we could actually create an e-commerce model that does work for that consumer.
Got it. Okay, so if I'm trying to think about how to understand it, are you like a logistics company in a way where you're like, we have all the products, they're coming to our warehouses, and then we're getting them to the places that could not be reached before?
If you're in a village in Kenya or Uganda, generally, your people in those areas might make $5 a day, $10 a day, $15 a day, something along those lines. You're largely buying from small mom and pop shops on the side of the road. There's no formal retail where you live. And generally what you can buy is very limited. There's not a lot of products there. You can buy sugar, flour, rice. You can buy some fresh produce at the fruit stand. You could buy some soap and some charcoal and some cooking oil, right? But it's pretty basic stuff. And it's quite expensive because the little mom and pop shops have to go into the big town or city, buy things off the shelf, and then come back and stock their shelves, right? So if you live in an area like that, you're paying a lot of money for not a lot of choice, and the product quality is not that great, right? So a lot of inefficiencies there. So that's sort of just a picture of what the world currently looks like. So Copia showed up and said, okay, we're going to recruit. So that consumer has a phone in his or her hand, but it's not a smartphone. Smartphones are out there, but generally this consumer can't afford data yet. So they're not using them as smartphones yet. So we can text message all day long. We can call old school phone calls and SMSs, but smartphones are still, it's a wave that's still yet to come. And it's coming. We're seeing it coming, but it's not yet hit.
I remember that in India too. We would, when I was on the maps team, it's like, yeah, people in India, they have smartphones, but they don't have data. So they still have the maps from like 2015 or something. It's like we weren't actually able to push them new things, which, yeah, it's a wild problem.
So there are technology solution like workarounds around that, right? Where you can we enable our customers to actually use our app in an offline way. And then when they have connectivity, the orders can be sent and they can receive messages and stuff when they connect. So that's a cool workaround that you have to think about in this environment. So we go out into an area like a village or a town, sort of, outside Nairobi, outside Kampala. And we find an existing shopkeeper to serve as a Copia agent. And we train them, we give them our app, we give them a physical paper catalog they can also use if a customer wants to view it that way. And then the customers in their area, if they want to call Copia directly, they can, or text message Copia directly, they can, or use Copia's app and directly order, they can. But if they don't feel comfortable doing that, or they don't have the app, they can go to that agent's shop and the agent can place the order for them. So it's sort of a simple and elegant way to take an offline, low-tech customer and enable them to have an e-commerce experience, right? Same thing with the payment. So they can pay through mobile money if they have mobile money, but if they don't, they can go to that agent's shop and pay that agent with cash, and then the agent pays Copia with mobile money. So Copia is a tech company, but using the agent, we are enabling offline customers to actually interface with us. So we're definitely a B2C business, but if the customer needs that agent to hold their hand through the order process, that's fine. And the agents are all, within a couple 100 meters of where the end consumers live. Then we get the orders, and we have fulfillment centers, just like an Amazon fulfillment center, remote depots to extend our reach across the country. We have hundreds of delivery trucks. And within 2 days, we then deliver orders, and the deliveries go to the agent shop. And that's part of what makes the economics fly, is the agent serves as a safe, secure delivery point. And then the end customer gets a text message saying, hey, come by, pick up your product, pick up your order. It's at Messia's shop, right on schedule. And by the way, we have a sale on such and such product. You bought some baby products last week. These diapers are on sale this week, or that kind of cross-selling and upselling and deepening the relationship with the end customer. So that's largely how it works.
Hey, thanks for watching. This segment was made possible by our friends at Salesforce Commerce Cloud. If you're looking for the #1 platform for all your commerce needs, go check out salesforce.com/commerce. And don't forget to subscribe below and tap that little bell icon so you can stay on top of all the amazing new segments and full episodes that we'll be putting out over the coming year with some of the best and most influential commerce leaders out there.